Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Proverbs chapter 3, where today we conclude this chapter, this call of our Father to seek after wisdom for the great riches and blessing of relationship that He gives us. At this point, as He concludes everything, He's going to call us to do, to give us do's and don'ts, with a great emphasis on the don'ts. We're going to see a lot of don'ts coming up, some positive, some negative, because it's time to put into practice. Wisdom is something we do. It's practice. It's lived out, not just information you get. So as He closes all up, He's going to call us to live a certain way, a way that really imitates this God of wisdom, our Father. So He begins the don'ts by saying this: do not be afraid of sudden terror, or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes. The ruin of the wicked really speaks of them coming to ruin us. The same way of this sudden terror. It's stuff that bombards us, that attacks us on all sides. And it does happen as you live your life. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be anxious about anything, right? Don't let it get the best of you. Why though? Why? Here's why. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. Ignore that. Not just God will give you confidence, He will be your confidence. The very person of God will be that confidence. We take note of that. We take note of this idea of God Himself being the confidence. Just like He tells Abraham, I will be, not just give you, provide for you, I will be your shield and your great reward. It's all about God Himself, the person. And the person in action too, right? Because also He will keep your foot from being caught. As you go through the obstacle course that we talked last time, you won't get caught up in all of that. Because God Himself will be with you. That's why you don't need to be afraid of these things. All things will work out for your greatest good, of course, to make you more like Christ. So the great and first don't is to be fearful and anxious and worried, but to trust the Lord. But that's just individual. There's also a corporate aspect. He adds, do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. The very notion of it's due is because they live in a culture fed by the law of God that says do good to your neighbor. In that sense, because of the law, you owe it to them. And if you have the power, the ability to do something, you must. Just like James in chapter 2 that says that living faith is when they hears about the need of a brother and sister and is able to help and does it. Doesn't just say go and be warmed, be fed, my brother or sister. You can, therefore you do. Just like God has all this power and He does good to the people, to the just and the unjust. So even more ourselves. So don't withhold it. Don't keep it away. This is like I said, a positive don't. He continues and adds this. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come again tomorrow, and I will give it, when you have it with you. Still on the same positive note, if you can help right now, do it. Don't wait until later. Don't wait until you'll have more money in the bank, and then I'll help you. Wait until I've paid everything, then I'll help you. No, you can. And you can do it now. They need it now. Just like God. Just like how we beg Lord to do it now. And if He's in the power and His wisdom and righteousness guides Him to, He will do it now. So, positively, do good to your neighbor as you're able to do it. The negative don'ts now. The negative don't starts this way. Do not plan evil against your neighbor, who dwell trustingly beside you. Don't forget, Israel is not just a nation, it is literally a family. 12 tribes, 12 brothers. They of course are trusting of one another. We're all part of the same family, technically speaking. So I live trustingly with you, my neighbor. there shouldn't be this plan, this devious scheme. How can I get the best of my neighbor? That's the beginning. That's the first step in a downward spiral that the author is going to show us now. So don't have this negative plan to do evil. And then, do not contend with a man for no reason, when he has done you no harm. So first he's just living beside you trustingly, and now he actually has done nothing to you per se. He has in no way, shape, or form harmed you, and you just want to take advantage of him. We shouldn't be too quick to dissociate ourselves and say, yeah, that's for the Israelites and their evil hearts, as if us, with our regenerated heart, have no problems. When you realize that Paul tells the Galatians that it's all about salvation by grace, but it says don't use grace as a reason to bite and devour one another and live in the flesh. He tells the Ephesians and Colossians the same kind of thing. You need to put to death this bitterness and anger and desire to take from others and lie to them. Or James, that talks about how they're killing each other to get what they want. What? Yes, because we still have a sinful heart. Regenerated, circumcised, still sinful. So we're still called to also be watchful over these plans and these actions of harming those around us for no good reason. I think because I can. Don't do that. And now we hit rock bottom. Do not envy a man of violence. Do not choose any of his ways. This made me all think of Psalm 1. Psalm 1 is kind of that progressive. First you walk, then you sit, then you pretty much imitate this person. You see this progression, right? First you have a plan of, how can I take advantage of people around me? Physically, what can I do? Look at how he's doing it, and he's successful in it. I gotta imitate him. Don't do that. Don't look at their evil ways and think, look at how much he's succeeding because of his evil ways. I gotta be like him. Keeps getting worse. And there's a reason why we don't follow this path. Because the devious person is an abomination to the Lord, but the upright finds confidence. From this point on, and until the end of this chapter, the author, is going to give us these contrasts, these two paths. He just told us the positive don'ts. Don't hold back the good you can do. Negative don'ts. Don't purposely do evil to them. And now, what does God think about these paths? Well, we're studying it here, right? That person that does devious, evil things, he's an abomination, something God hates. He said it over and over again, right? In the law, it's something God hates. It's an abomination to the Lord. But on contrast, though, the one who's upright, the one who does actively good things, he comes into his confidence. Just that word again, confidence. Except now it's not about God being our confidence, it's God having confidence in us. Bring us into his counsel. You want to live according to my way of thinking, my person, my holiness? I'll therefore reveal more of it to you. Not you earn it, but the sense of more you want to live according to the word of God, and more the Spirit's going to show you how to do that. That's part of the idea here. You want to live uprightly, and God who is will show you more and more how to do that. That's the point. Second contrast. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the dwelling of the righteous. So we go from the individual person he hates, he confides in, to then the house, the life, the family of. On one side, this house will be cursed of the Lord. He's very cursed, just like his very person in his wrath will be against them. Compared to the person who is blessed. God's blessing will be upon this person of righteousness. God himself is against, or God will reach out and care for. Do you know that? Next contrast. Towards the scoffer, he is scornful, but the humble, he gives favor. Again, we see this idea of the very person of God, right? He is scornful. His very attitude and heart is of scorn towards those who are scornful, evil towards those who are evil. His very person is against this sinful man. But on the contrast, his very blessing, favor, is upon the humble. The humble that recognizes if God gave me everything, therefore I need to share with those who are around me. I must give it to those who I need around me, especially if I can. God gave it to me. It isn't mine. That's humility. God is with that. Just like in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, when he speaks about this God who looks out against the world, and when he sees those who are willing to give, he gives more too so they can give more. That's to be richer so they can give more and help more people. Last contrast. To round it all up. The wise will inherit honor, but fools get disgrace. I like the idea of just getting, once for all, there you go, and inheriting. It really speaks of a longer, more eternal, greater blessing, doesn't it? But of course, when it speaks of getting disgrace for the fool who says in his heart God doesn't exist, we have to think of an eternal disgrace, eternal rejection of God. Well, this person will inherit eternally this great honor of being with him. The other one will have this disgrace of saying, you're rejected. Even though you are my people, Israel, you're rejected forever because you lived in this way. Like I said, we can't be too quick to say, yeah, that's for them. But we had no hearts. And yet we have passage after passage after passage in the New Testament that warns us about these dangers. To put to death the deeds of the flesh over and over and over again. To actively chase after the good we could do. Just like this passage says. And how God is with that, but he's against, his very person is against those who go down evil. And we saw that spiral, right? Do not think that we will be absolved from that. That we will be immune to that. We can go down that spiral of sin and get worse and worse and worse. The second we start thinking, well, it's okay to think or desire or do that, and then we actively do it, and then we do it just like the others get to do it, and it just gets worse and worse. We need to be fighting this, dear brothers and sisters. Take this seriously, because these words are also for us. On this note, be blessed.